A good day to everyone. For this video lecture, I'm going to talk about all about on Carabao Production. I guess you could say that we are finished on the beef cattle production. So I guess I will put more emphasis on feeding since I guess most of these ruminants, after I discuss about Carabao, I will put more emphasis on feeding, both on the beef cattle as well as on Carabao, since I guess they are both, you could say, the same in terms of size. So, but with that, let's get into on Carabao Productions, specifically on the breeds as well as the mating system that they do. So, when we say Carabao, it is actually one of the breeds of buffalo. So, yun yung Carabao, it is a breed of buffalo. So, in this video lecture, I'm not going to talk about all of the breeds of buffalo since on your syllabus, um, it specifies there that one of the topic is on Carabao, not on buffalo as a whole. And then another one is that on your ANSI 161, I've tackled a little bit on the different breeds of buffalo. So they are the same as with here. So for the breeds of buffalo, you have two types. You have the um, river buffalo, and then you also have the swamp buffalo. So for the Carabao, it is under the swamp buffalo na tinatawag natin. So, swamp buffalo, as a parang difference between a swamp buffalo and a river buffalo. So for swamp buffalo, it has 48 chromosome. Then, it is multi-purpose. So when we say multi-purpose, is pwede ito for draft, pwede for transportation, as you can see on the picture, and then pwede rin for meat, and pwede sa milk, which is yun yung parang crinocross doon sa mga different breeds pa ng buffalo, yung Philippine Carabao, crinocross doon sa like for example sa Miura, wherein it will increase the milk production. So yun yung ginagawa actually ng Philippine Carabao Center. So basta pag swamp buffalo, it has 48 chromosome, and then it serves many purpose. Then one of its distinguishing characteristic when we say swamp buffalo is that it has swept back horns in a crescent shape na tinatawag. So parang ganyan. So parang yung shape ng isang crescent moon. So parang half circle na it is swept back. Parang yung orientation papunta sa likod. So parang ganito dito sa picture na to. So yun yung distinguishing characteristic ng swamp buffalo. Now, so for the river buffalo, it has 50 chromosomes. So mas marami kaysa dun sa swamp buffalo, which is nasa 48 chromosome lang. And then another one is that it is multi-purpose. So same with the swamp buffalo. For the river buffalo, it is multi-purpose reed. So meaning, it is also used for transportation. It is also used for draft purposes. So when we say draft purposes, ito yung sa ginagamit na animal for land preparation, sa pag-till ng land, sa pag-transport ng mga heavy equipment. So yun, yung draft purposes. And then for river buffalo, same with the swamp buffalo, it is used also as a meat. It is used as meat and then used for milk. So the distinguishing characteristic, it is swept back horns rin in spiral or curly shape. So parang ganito sa picture. So yun yung river buffalo. Now, let's talk about yung swamp buffalo, specifically on the Philippine Carabao since yun nga yung topic natin sa Carabao Production. So, it originated from the Philippines. So, yung Carabao, it originated from the Philippines and its characteristic, nasa light gray with two stripes on the ventral side of the neck. Dito sa part na to daw, may dapat parang two stripes siya, one near the brisket and then one near the jaw dito sa part na to. So, horn is generally curved outward and inward. Mag-outward tapos pa-inward kaya may parang semi-circle na mabubuo. So, basically, yung color rin niya dito sa leg is lighter uh, compared to the other part of its body. So, yun yung Philippine Carabao. So, the Philippine Carabao, when matured, yung mga mature male Carabaos, weigh around 420 to 500 kilograms. So, when we say mature, that is more than 1 year old na Carabao. And then, for the females, nasa 400 to 425 kilograms. And then for the height of wither for male, so when we say wither, dito sa paa niya hanggang doon sa likod niya, dito sa part na to. So yun yung height ng wither. So dito yung wither kasi dito sa part na to. So when you measure a animal, usually yung height nila hindi doon sa head nila yung pagme-measure. So, from the foot hanggang doon sa wither, dito sa part na to. So, the height of the wither of male ranges from 127 to 137 centimeters. That's for male. And then for the female, nasa 124 to 129 centimeters. So, yun yung mga average na weight at saka height for the Philippine Carabao. So, let's go into the selection of stock. So, ano nga ba kung you're kung interesado ka sa Carabao Production, then you need to select yung appropriate stock. You need to select yung mga stocks na magaganda. So, the success of the animal production depends on the right choices of stock. So, almost it applies not only to Carabao Production, pero lahat na ng um, production ng mga animal, like for example sa swine, sa goat, sa sheep, sa poultry, lahat nito, yung success ng animal production, it depends on the right choices of stock. So, bakit nga ba? So, one is that when you choose yung right stock, then you could maximize or utilize efficiently yung productive capacity ng animal if maganda yung like for example, pumili ka ng maganda yung growth rate, pumili ka ng maganda yung FCE, yung FCR, pumili ka ng maganda yung reproductive capacity. So pumili ka ng healthy na animal, then most probably that you will have a success doon sa napili mong animal production. Since maganda yung stock na pinili mo. Compared it to pag yung mga pinili mo is hindi unhealthy, hindi maganda yung pangangatawan, then nakita yung pinili mo, hindi mo nakita ng kaagad may abnormality pala doon sa mga sex organ. So, meaning mas mababa yung reproductive capacity. So, pag ganun yung napili mo, then you have lower chances of success. So, yun. Talagang yung nakadepende yung success ng animal production on the right choices of stock. So, yung mga physical, productivity, and reproductive performance should be emphasized in the criteria. So, yun. In selecting ng stock, yun yung kailangan na pagtuunan ng pansin. So, first is on the physical. So, tignan mo kung healthy nga ba yung animal. Tignan mo kung may mga abnormalities ba. So, pag may abnormalities din, wag mo nang i-select as stock. Then dapat healthy siya, naaayon yung mga average weight and then average height niya doon sa age niya. And then for the productivity, kailangan rin na if you're engaged in milk production for Carabao, then dapat na naaayon yung milk production niya, yung average milk production niya dapat maganda. So that's for productivity. Same with yung meat na na-produce, dapat maganda yung meat production, dapat maganda yung growth rate. And then for the reproductive performance, then you search kung ano yung average na volume of sperm na nilalabas ng male na Philippine Carabao. So dapat naaayon doon, dapat eksakto or nasa average nun yung pipiliin mo na stock. And then tignan mo rin if it is a docile or aggressive. So tignan mo kung magaling nga ba sa reproduction, magaling nga ba na mag-mate ng mga female na Carabao. So that's on reproductive performance. So itong mga to, ito dapat yung ine-emphasize when selecting yung stock natin. So another one, the criteria should have economic traits. So when we say economic traits, yun yung mga traits na mapapakinabangan mo na it will parang kikita ka. So yun yung mga economic traits. So first is birth weight. So yun, most of the time if maganda yung birth weight or malaki or mabigat yung birth weight, most of the time it indicates na healthy yung animal and then na malaki yung animal. So yun. Then pre-weaning growth rate as well as the post-weaning growth rate. So yun, if maganda yung growth rate nila pag before na winin mo yung calf na Philippine Carabao, kung maganda yung growth rate niya, then most probably is healthy yung animal na maganda yung FCR and FCE. Same with yung post-weaning growth rate. Kung after weaning mo, kasi yung weaning as I talk about in different video lectures, yung weaning kasi it is form of stress. So if maganda pa rin yung growth rate post-weaning after mo winin, then most probably is that tuloy-tuloy na yun. Maganda yung pagiging pag-grow niya, maganda yung FCR, maganda yung FCE. Then you should also look at the feed intake. So in selecting yung stock mo ng Philippine Carabao, then you look on its feed intake. If malamya siya or hindi maganda yung feed intake niya, it will affect the different the different productive performance like doon sa growth rate mo, sa ADG mo. Kasi if mahina siya sa pag-consume ng feed, most probably is hindi siya nakakakuha ng sufficient nutrients. So when hindi siya nakakakuha ng sufficient nutrients niya, then it will affect its productive performance. Bababa yung production capacity niya. Then you also need to look onto its body conformation measurement na tinatawag. So in the body conformation measurement, you have like a guide similar to yung sa mga baboy wherein it is numbered from 1 to 5. And then dun sa 1 to 5 na yun, dapat yung piliin mo is yung sa middle. So, most probably yung mga body conformation measurement na charts, yung number 1, yun yung pinakapayat, and then yung number 5, yun yung pinaka mataba. So, in selecting stock, you should look for yung average, yung size. Hindi masyadong mapayat, hindi naman masyadong mataba. So, that's one. Then, for the carcass traits, you should look on its dressing percentage. Kung mataas nga ba yung dressing percentage niya, meaning yung dressing percentage kasi, yun yung nakukuha mong meat compared to its live weight. Yung nakukuha mong weight of the meat compared to its live weight. So, dapat mas mataas. And then, same with the yield. So, yield, it depends kung anong production ka. So, if it's meat, dapat maganda yung yield mo ng meat. If it's for milk, then dapat maganda yung production mo ng milk. And then, another one, if you're on to draft capacity na tinatawag, if the purpose of what you are looking for dun sa Philippine Carabao is sa draft niya, as draft purposes, then dapat maganda yung pangangatawan. Malaki siya, it can be able to work on the farm. So dapat malakas, then dapat na healthy yung animal. Then dapat walang abnormalities, especially dun sa mga sa paa, dun sa doon sa mga different body parts na that are used for draft purposes. So yun yung mga criteria that you should look into. Criteria that gives you an economic that benefits you economically. So yun yung sa pagpili ng selection of stock. So in the selection, the purpose for which the animal is being chosen must be considered. So yun. Hindi porket na alam mo na yung mga criteria na titignan mo, doon ka na ay dapat lahat na yon is dapat nandoon na doon sa stock na pipiliin mo. So dapat na you should also take into consideration yung purpose kung ng animal ng Philippine Carabao na titignan mo. So, example, if you're on to draft purposes, then you should look on criterias that will be benefit that have advantage pag yung animal mo is used for draft purposes. Same with sa milk production as well as dun sa meat production. Sa milk production, tignan ka ng traits na like for example, maganda yung udder, walang abnormalities doon sa teats, walang abnormalities doon sa udder, maganda yung reproductive capacity, then maganda yung milk production. So yun, yung mga criteria that you need to do that you need to take into consideration when your animal is for milk purposes. So yun, in selecting ng stock mo, you need to take into consideration the purpose of that animal. So the animal's physical traits which could be given more points when breeding for draft, meat, or milk. So yun, sinasabi daw na yung physical traits niya, mas marami daw yung lalagay mong points. Kung ano tong mga points na to, I will discuss. Especially when breeding for draft, meat, or milk. So, ito yung sinasabi natin na mga parang score na tinatawag. Scorecard for, example lang to. So, scorecard for draft meat Carabao. So, di ba sinabi kanina sa previous slide na we should give more physical, we should give more points to those sa mga physical traits when it comes to mga draft purposes na Carabao. So, you have here yung mga perfect score. You have 6, 4, 4, 6, 2, 3. Then all of these will parang yung makukuha mong score is nasa mga 25 points. So for the size, so mataas yung score niya, yung perfect score na makukuha mo since yung size it usually indicates na maganda yung pangakatawan ng Carabao, which indicates na healthy yung Carabao. That is, na healthy yung Carabao for draft and meat purposes. So yun, so kailangan na maganda yung size. So you can grade it. So based on your judgment, yung educated judgment mo, kung ilang score yung gagawin mo doon. Kung ilan score yung ibibigay mo doon sa nakita mong stock for its size. And then, another one is yung form deep, broad, low set block well proportion daw. Yung broad, low set block well proportioned yung body ng animal. So if that's the case, if well proportioned yung body ng animal, then you should give it 4 points, a maximum of 4 points. Then same with the quality, hair, fine, skin, loose, yung skin niya is lustrous, yung bone niya large and clean. Then with your educated judgment, then you can give a perfect score for that appearance. So yun, for all of this, parang it emphasizes on the physical trait of the Carabao. So, yun kasi yung tinitignan natin when it comes to the draft and meat purposes dun sa physical traits. So, like for example, dun sa four quarters, dun sa harap ng animal, yung shoulder, moderately sloping, covered with muscle. So, kung covered ng muscle yung shoulder niya, meaning it can pull more heavier weight ng mga equipment. It could be good for muscle production. Same with dun sa arms, short and well muscled. Forearms long, wide, clean, and heavy muscle. Those are traits that you need to look into when the purpose ng Carabao mo is for draft and meat. So, dun sa head naman, head short, broad, and clean. Yung forehead broad, full eyes, full bright, and clear. And then horns, medium size, dense, symmetrical, stylish, mga ganun. So, all of these, so yung pattern nito, all of it is physical trait ng Carabao. So, you could use this, you could copy this, kasi ito ay binigay ng Picard. Ito yung scoring ng Picard based on sa mga physical traits niya. So, pwede nyong gawin to, pwede nyong i-copy, and then pag pumipili kayo ng may stock yun ng Carabao, then you could use this as a guide. So with that, if nakapili ka ng stock, then let's go on to yung sa replacement naman na tinatawag. Doon sa pagre-replace mo ng animal. So when you replace an animal, you attempt yung parang pag-retain ng best um, pag-retain mo ng mga best breeders mo para makapag-produce ka pa rin ng mga magagandang offspring on the next generation. Kaya nire-replace mo yung mga unproductive na, yung mga may sakit na, yung mga unhealthy na. So yun yung purpose ng replacement. Yun yung goal niya is para ma-maintain mo yung um, magandang production mo, magandang characteristic ng mga offspring. So, kailangan na i-replace mo yung mga stock mo every now and then. So, the type and performance of each individual animal and its close relatives are the criteria to be used in selecting replacement animals. So, yung type tsaka performance daw ng animal, yun yung at saka yung performance ng close relatives, yung mga criteria na kailangan mong isaalang-alang when selecting replacement animals. So, selection should be based on accurate and complete records with consideration given to the criteria of individuality, performance test, record of the sire and dam. So, kailangan na yung sa pagpili ng replacement mo, dapat complete yung records. Dapat uh, you have yung parang record book kung saan nandun lahat ng mga records niya based on its performance. So, yun, para you have a guide kung ano yung magandang stock na pipiliin mo if you ever need to replace. Then we go to the mating system or mating design. So yung Carabao kasi, it is used in various agricultural operations, and yung pag-improve mo on its growth rate and yung body size through the infusion of different breeds such as the Mura Buffalo, it can increase its ability for draft, and then it can increase its food production. So, uh, yung popular na parang mating system na ginagawa dito sa Pilipinas, especially those sa PCC, sa Philippine Carabao Center, is yung crossbreeding. So crossbreeding the Carabao should enhance the potential as a milk producer. So yun, let's talk about or let's emphasize on the milk production muna. So mas maganda daw, this is coming from the DOSTP card, na maganda daw yung crossbreeding compared dun sa pure breeding kung saan both ng i-cross mo ay Philippine Carabao lang, native Philippine Carabao. So mas maganda daw na you cross it, yung Philippine Carabao, into other breeds of buffalo. Yung parang most popular na kinocross nila is yung Mura Buffalo. So mating design aims to produce a desired buffalo in terms of increased draft power, milk, and meat. So yung crossbreeding, yun yung goal niya. Para makapag-produce ka ng buffalo na there is an increase in yung draft power niya, yung milk, at saka yung meat niya. So the Philippine Carabao Center designed a crossbreeding program which involves the genetic potentials of the Philippine Carabao, yung riverine type of buffalo or yung river type na buffalo, and their crosses. So yun, yung Philippine Carabao yung parang nag-design ng isang crossbreeding program. So ano nga to? So a stabilized 50% exotic and 50% Philippine Carabao was envisioned to be the end product of the breeding system. So sinasabi na dun sa crossbreeding daw, yung ng Philippine Carabao Center, the goal of the crossbreeding program is to produce a breed that is 50% exotic and then 50% Philippine Carabao. So that is the end product ng or aim ng Philippine Carabao Center when it comes to breeding their Philippine native yung native na Philippine Carabao natin. So hindi nila gusto or hindi nila type yung pure breed na Philippine Carabao. Kasi compared to yung sa productive performance niya, compared dun sa mga crossbred, na yung sa crossbred between na 50-50, mas maganda. So, yun yung aim ng Philippine Carabao Center, is to produce a crossbred that is 50-50. So, ito yung parang mating design na ginagawa nila. May parang tatlo. So ito para ma-maintain lang. So wait. So let's look into the phase 1 pa lang. So sa phase 1 nila, it will take around 1 to 5, nasa 5 years. It will take around 5 years to do it. So yung ginagawa nila, binibreed nila yung male na Miura doon sa female na Carabao. So yun yung isang mating design na ginagawa nila, crossbreeding. And then for the second one, yung binibreed nila yung male na Nili Ravi doon sa female na Carabao. So yung gusto nila is to yung gusto nilang breed mostly is Miura at saka yung Nili Ravi. And then another one is yung purebred na Carabao and Carabao, just to maintain yung um, breed ng Philippine Carabao natin that are purebred. Kasi if yung ginagawa mo lang is crossbred, mawawala yung pure breed natin ng Carabao. So may dun sa mating design nila, meron pa rin silang kinocross na pure breeding. Pero they focus more on this crossbreeding for their production. So, dun sa phase 2 naman, that will cover from the 6th year hanggang sa 10th year, yung crosses nitong Miura and Carabao dito sa phase 1, yung F1 na na-produce or yung offspring na na-produce, yung first filial generation na na-produce, i-cross nila. So, yung F1 na lalaki and then yung F1 na babae, magkross yan. Same with the Nili Ravi and the Carabao from the phase 1. Doon sa phase 2, um, yung offspring na na-produce nila from that crossbreeding ng Nili Ravi and Carabao, yun rin yung ibibid nila sa phase 2. So, F1 na lalaki and then F1 na babae. And then for the phase 3, that is from 11th year up to 15th year, yung F1 na na-produce nila na lalaki, i-cross na nila ngayon doon sa F2. Yung F2, yun yung na-produce dito sa phase 2 natin. Second filial generation na tinatawag. So, yung F2. So, sa phase 3, yung first generation ng offspring ng Miura and Carabao doon sa phase 1, yung first generation na na-produce nila, i-cross na nila doon sa F2 na na-produce nila dito sa phase 2. So, yun yung mating design nila for phase 3. F1 na lalaki and then F2 na babae. Same with the Nili Ravi and then Nili Ravi mated with the Carabao. Yung F1 na lalaki na na-produce nila noong sa phase 1, i-cross na nila dito sa F2 na babae na na-produce nila dito sa phase 2. So, yun yung parang mating system or mating design na ini-aim nila for the last phase of their crossbreeding program. And with that, if yung na-produce na nila, yung kalalabasan na is 50% na crossbreed and then 50% na 50% na hybrid or different breed and then 50% na Philippine Carabao. So yun yung aim or ng mating design or mating system nila. So, they also emphasize this on their mating program sa PCC. So, mating buffaloes for drop purposes. So, basta yung tandaan is that doon sa mating system ng Carabao, it is mainly when you talk about yung mga production like sa draft, sa milk, sa meat, cross breeding pa rin. So, sa pag magpo-produce ka ng mga Carabao that are for draft purposes, crossbreeding a swamp buffalo, which is yung Philippine Carabao natin, with Miura buffalo para ma-improve yung draft ability as well as milk and meat. So, hindi lang daw sa draft, pwede rin sa milk and meat if you cross yung Philippine Carabao natin with the Miura. Then, the crossbreeding will result to a lighter body weight. So, mas lighter daw yung body weight. While yung working ability, yung draft ability, and heat resistant is comparable with the local buffalo. So, yun yung parang kalalabasan daw ng offspring ng Miura at saka Philippine Carabao. It is lighter in body weight, pero yung draft ability niya at saka yung heat resistant na characteristic ng Philippine Carabao na re-retain. So, yun yung isa. Then, mating buffaloes for meat and draft purposes, ganun rin. Crossbreeding of swamp buffalo with river breeds such as yung Miura, yun yung ginagawa, which has been carried in various countries in Asia in order to improve the meat production and draft ability. So, sikat ito. Yung itong crossbreeding program na to or crossbreeding system na to, especially with the Miura buffalo. Then F1 crossbreed of swamp, yung first filial generation ng swamp buffalo for example, yung Philippine native natin, plus yung Mura are fertile and perform well under rural conditions daw. So yun yung findings dun sa research nila na yung F1 crossbreed daw ng swamp buffalo, ah, pag krinos mo dun sa Mura, mas fertile daw and it will perform well kahit dun sa mga rural conditions, kahit hindi maganda yung condition niya, condition ng environment niya, it can perform well. Kaya yun yung isang reason kung bakit maganda or crossbreeding yung ginagamit nila. So ito, yung parang another mating design that they do. So you have yung local swamp. So laging tatandaan, yung Philippine Carabao, it is under the swamp type ng buffalo. Plus yung Mura na male. So yung first pilya or yung offspring nila, which is 50% Mura, pwede mo nang parang, anong tawag nito? I-mate into the different crossbreeding system. So pwede sa intersemating, wherein yung i-mate mo is yung dalawang offspring nitong dalawang to. So i-mate mo sila which can produce yung F2 natin na 50% Mura. Or you could go with the triple cross, yung F1 or offspring na na-produce mo, i-cross mo ulit sa third na breed which is yung Nili Ravi. So yung kalalabasan, it will be 50% Nili Ravi and then 25% Mura. And then yung isa is 25% na Philippine Carabao. So pwedeng i-triple cross mo. Or pwede rin na upgrading or back cross na tinatawag. Wherein yung F1 mo, i-cross mo ulit doon sa Mura. Yung F1 na female mo, i-cross mo doon sa Mura. So yung kalalabasan, it will be 75% na Mura. And then if i-cross mo ulit ito with the Mura again, then yung kalalabasan, it will be 87.3% Mura. Hanggang sa maging purebred na Mura na. Most probably nasa F4 generations na. So yun yung mating design na ginagawa nila for sa Philippine Carabao system Philippine Carabao natin. So mostly nasa crossbreeding, and then you after crossbreeding you could go to other mating system like inbreeding, triple cross, or yung upgrading na tinatawag. So with that ends my video presentation on the Philippine Carabao. First part of my video presentation hanggang doon sa mating design. So for the other video lectures, I'm going to talk about the feeding, the housing, and many more. So with that, thank you for listening and have a good day.